Hi, I'm Rebecca Carner, Biofield tuner. This video is about transitions. This video is about being in the arc, in the state of a transition from being one way to being another way. And even at that, even when you arrive at the quote, new way, there will probably be yet another arc of transition to begin at some point from there. Being in the work that I do, working with clients, in some sort of way, I mean, occasionally not so much, but in some sort of a way, almost everyone arrives to my table, to a session, or to a group event because they are in a state of trying to transition, to pivot, to shift something, either to becoming more present or to go from one state to another state. When I did my various coaching trainings, one of the taglines was current state is never permanent state. And transition is certainly a part of evolution, expansion, change. But to really know, to find yourself in a state of transition can't not be uncertain. And in just overwhelmingly, when things are uncertain or ambiguous, our personal experience of that is a little uncomfortable, or maybe a lot uncomfortable. Being in a transitional state, I cannot say how much and in how many different iterations transition has been showing up in my life and in my work and in my clients' lives and in their works lately. And it is part of the heartbreaking and glorious honor that it is to do work deeply and personally with people, is to be near someone as they navigate a big life transition without getting too deep and wide and without focusing too much on this kind of transition. I very much want to honor that on Monday of this week, a new client arrived to me who is in the state of transitioning out of this lifetime, and he knows it. And it was such an honor to work with someone who is on the arc of approaching a transition that we're all going to go through, and from which we don't know where we're going to go after that. That is the ineffable mystery of being human. And he is on approach to that. And then on a personal level, there have been the honorings and the anniversaries and the witnessing of that same transition lately. And it is with deep reverence that that grand transition be honored in this tuning, as well as all the transitions, all the life movements, the transitions into education, out of education to be graduated, the transitions of buying houses, the transitions of getting married, the transition of becoming pregnant, becoming a parent, the transitions of retirement and menopause and aging and the transitions of different cognitive and physical abilities due to age and illness. It's all of it, y'all. I'm having a hard time not tearing up, not due to sadness, but by the exquisite hugeness of it all. So with that, I always tune the collective field when I do these videos. And for years now, I have been able to include my own energy signature in that collective field. And I think in a way that is intentionally a little bit different. I'm almost going to use myself, if you will, as a proxy body for the whole collective. Because as with pretty much all humans in this moment, I am having my own transitions. And as my sister and I say, that me. So I'm going to use myself as the stand-in, quite literally. For this transitional tuning, I'm going to start with grounding. Actually, I'm going to slow way down, and I'm going to really tune into the Earth Star chakra. And then I'm going to really ground me and us all. Anybody who watches this video now, anybody who watches this video later, and anybody who never sees this video, but whose energy signature is calling for this tuning, may your energy signature tap into this. And let's ground down. Then I'm going to turn into the Soul Star chakra. You know, and in this energy center, it holds the wisdom of guiding us through these transitions, right? It holds the wisdom of knowing when to trust and enter the transition, as well as how to navigate, as well as it does hold the unfolding wisdom of what is on the other side. I asked the client who is in an arc of transition out of this lifetime if I could feel waves of anxiety and sadness and many things in his field. But when I got to this energy center on him, there was this almost exhilarated curiosity. And I asked him, is part of you curious to what's on the other side? And he said, yes. And I said, I can feel it. I can feel it. And the expanded soul, the maturity and the sort of holistic intelligence that it took for him to even experience that, much less be able to answer that question in that way, was humbling and an honor to witness. And as a deeply curious person myself, it's never just one thing, right? Are you afraid? Are you sad? Are you anxious? But also, are you curious? And it's all of it. And again, that is such a big deal of a transition, right? That's everybody's, in some ways, kind of biggest deal. And it is just a big layer, a big example of the same arc of transition of every transition that we go through, even ones that we're excited about: a new baby, a new job, leaving a job that you were ready to leave, getting educated so in something that you're interested in. It's always all of it, right? It's always scary and exciting and exhilarating and hard, right? And hard. You know, we're still in the first quarter of 2024 at the filming of this, and there is a lot of interest and sort of eyes forward towards this entire year, towards the presidential elections at the end of this year. And someone who I was listening to being interviewed earlier today was saying that, in their opinion, the changes this year would be on really internal, personal levels, that in a lot of ways, a lot of the external, yes, I imagine there will still be war and conflict, the things that are playing out on the global scale that are big deals that have just hundreds of thousands, if not millions and billions of moving parts, those will go on for some time. But that, in her opinion, the biggest, quote, the biggest shifts were going to be inside of people realizing, I can do differently, I can be differently, I can feel differently, I can choose my life differently. These are my words and not hers, but really an embracing of our inner agency, our inner drivers, right? That we are the drivers of these vehicles that we call bodies, and through this maps that we call life. And that the inside, you know, the each of us in our vehicle, we are so a part of the whole, and we are creating a collective experience by the collectivity of each of these individual expressions. As pretty much always, the reading by my teacher in yoga class this morning was a line that she had transcribed from a movie that she had watched with her husband recently. And the last line of which was, "You are a prism through which the beam of life refracts." You are the prism through which the beam of life refracts. There is beauty everywhere, and no matter how much you feel like you are struggling, there is beauty to be found in the expression of that, the refracting of that beam of life, right? So much in this work, in this energy work that I do, we talk about our light bodies, our light spines, light codes. In spirituality, the light, sending love and light. But the beam of life refracting through us, that is what life expression is, and that is what all transitions are. It is us stepping in to the myriad of possibilities of this glorious potentiality. Oh. And I am not going to bliss ninny this out, you guys. It transitions life. It's a trip. And it can feel like struggle. And there have been countless times post-struggle when at the end of it all, I have been able to look back and been able to see the beauty of the honing, the beauty of the paces I was put through, and to have known in that perspective that I couldn't have gained what I had I not been put through that. It didn't feel like it in the middle of it, I can assure you. And that's the nature of transition. I did some weeks ago, and maybe a month ago, I did a thing on courage, and when you show up in courage in the moment when you're being courageous, it doesn't feel awesome. Those courageous moments are like those are the courageous moments, right? But then afterwards you can be like, man, I showed up. I brought my A game. I stayed with it. But when you're in it, it doesn't feel awesome sauce. Does not feel awesome sauce. And some transitions, some transitions are fun, kind of like escalators at the mall. You're sort of being ported from one thing to the next, and you're excited about it. There are those transitions. But so many of the big ones, the big life transitions, there's all this recalibration, re-maneuvering, all this stuff. And it's weird, right? Weird. Keep going. Keep trusting yourself. Keep cultivating little tiny tests by which to build trust in your inner navigational system and your inner and your inner wisdom, know that your inner compass, that you have in fact soldered the magnet in true alignment to your true north, and that it is spot on. Yep. And then look for ways to validate that inner compass, and then do it again, and then do it again. So much so that when something kind of blows you and something comes from stage left or stage right and looks a little, I don't know what, some kind of way, I'm not sure, should I redirect? No, check in. Is my inner compass facing my true north? Then I'm good, and I'm going to shuffle on. Every day I'm shuffling. That's right. And trusting and building my agency in these transitions. So big, so big. There we go. All right. Wow, this really feels resolved. I mean, you know, it's not like we're through it, right? But we're in it, and we can be in it. This is how you show up. This is how we do it, right? This is how we show up. There, gorgeous. I know, even in the fear, ooh, okay, this is how we do it, but yeah, it's okay. Whoo, hum, hum, hum. Whoo, hum, hum. It's okay. Good job. Good job. And let's drop this to ground. We are of this. We are the prism through which the beam of life refracts. How glorious is that, right? How glorious is that? There we go. All right. I'm going to do a little bit more of a wrap up on this video. Yeah. To stay steady through this arc. That's right. Great. 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 On Tuesday, March 12th, I have a Zoom community tune. You can go to my website, RebeccaKarner.com, and register for that group online event. I also have a spring equinox YouTube live at, I think, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, March 19th, the spring equinox. Please join in. I would love your energy signatures to be a part of those group and community building things. We are all in this together. We are all in on the same ocean. We just might be in different boats, right? Be well through all your transitions. That me. I'm right there with you. Be well. Thanks.